Howdy friends and neighbors. Today we're going to be talking about the little community of Barboursville, located mostly in Orange County. A little bit of it spills over into Albemarle and also a little bit spills over into Greene. So, as small as you may think it is broad. Barboursville, named after Governor Barbour. If you want to go back into the 1800s, Virginia's early history, this fellow was a person of interest, and this is what the community of Barboursville was named after. Probably he lived there, maybe originated there, or they just liked him so much that they said, golly gee, we're going to name the town after him. Anyway, if you drive through there today, what you're going to see first is a lot of construction going on, because Barboursville is at the confluence of Route 33, which heads east-west, and Route 20, which goes north-south from the town of Orange all the way into Charlottesville. The thing is, it's not a T intersection, but it's an offset. So Route 20 comes in from the north, hits Route 33. To pick it up, you'd have to turn left, head east for about maybe a tenth of a mile, and then turn right again to head south into Charlottesville. So VDOT, their current wisdom throughout the Commonwealth has been to replace some of these troublesome intersections, not with traffic lights, because traffic always grows, it never gets less, but to put in roundabouts or traffic circles or rotaries, whatever your favorite term is, but that's what they're putting in there. They've done quite well with them in the area. There's one at the intersection of Route 20, Stony Point Road, and Airport Road. That was a bad three-way intersection, and that had, one or two accidents a year. So that is a roundabout. That precludes the accidents, and traffic moves more freely through there, especially if you're coming off of Airport Road, or Profit Road, I should say, onto Route 20. So that's there. They're also using the diverted diamond interchanges. They have one at Zion Crossroads, and then they followed up with one at Pantops, where US Route 250 intersects with 64, and that has just sped up the flow of traffic there. That's a very congested area. So anyway, this is what VDOT is doing, is either the diverted diamond interchanges, which are pretty involved affairs, but they work well at doubling or even tripling the rate at which you get through those intersections, and traffic circles. So there's one under construction in Barboursville, and that's the main thing. Fortunately, the traffic delay isn't so bad during the construction phase. They'll probably have it done later this year, and we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see what happens with traffic coming in from Route 20 on the north. But anyway, that's enough about roads. But if you go through Barboursville, you might even miss it, because other than a sign there, you're going to see a little convenience store that sells gasoline and the usual stuff you find in a convenience store. There's Lamb's Lumber, there's the Masonic Lodge, there's an art gallery there. Tucked away in the back, you have to take one of the side roads to see it, but there's Barboursville Vineyards, which has been around for quite some time and won a lot of prestigious awards around the world for their product offerings. There's Horton Vineyards, that's also there, and then close by, really a little to the west and located in an area called Ehart, which is really still part of Barboursville and Orange County, there's Reynard Florence. So with proliferation of wineries, there are those offerings in the area. And I would just say, Barboursville, your initial reaction as you drive through it is it's nothing but a lot of farms, okay? You'll see cattle farms, you'll see grain farms, soybean, corn, that sort of thing. Agriculture is very big, and Orange County is pretty much rural and an agricultural county. So you'll see that. Don't have a whole lot in the way of neighborhoods. What you're going to see is individual offerings. There are out parcels, and by that I mean properties of 2 acres or more that are up on the roads. You'll see that. There are some side roads. You'll go down, do that. Hardwick Mountain is probably the only neighborhood that I know of any size or consequence that's in the area. That's up Route 20. But it's very rural, very spread out, very quiet. And the nice thing is, if you don't mind driving, it is 18 miles to Charlottesville for, get this, a whopping drive time of 26 minutes. So we're adhering to the rule of whatever the distance is, your drive time is going to be between that number plus 5 to 10. All right, so we fall within that. Hurrah. Anyway, that's Barboursville. Relaxed lifestyle. Offerings don't come up that often, but you see everything from modest homes here, all different styles and ages, all the way up to, you will find some estates places with great views because they're slightly elevated up in the hills and mountains a little bit, and there's some really good vistas there. So that's Barboursville. It is north by northeast of Charlottesville, and you can get there by Route 20, which is a 2-lane road. It's a little bit curvy, but it's well marked and traffic moves well on that. If you're going into town that way, you'll come from Barboursville down Route 20 through Stony Point, which has an elementary school and a church there. And from there, you'll go down, you'll pass Prophet Road, which will take you up to Route 29 and the airport. My favorite trip is to go up Prophet Road and then hang a left onto Polo Grounds Road, which is a little bit slower, but it puts you on 29 south of the airport. And I get from Gordonsville to Charlottesville very easily. It's pretty much all back roads, but it's a nice, relaxed, comfortable drive. And if you have to come into Charlottesville to work every day, that is a great way to go. Or you can take Route 20 all the way in. It intersects with 250 at the base of Pantops Mountain. You're right there at Tree Bridge, and you're on the east side of town. Lots going on at that point. But again, it's relaxed, easy driving. And what I like about being in this area and going on these routes is, for the most part, you're always moving, very little stop and go until you get close to town, so you don't feel like you're spending all your time in the car. If you take 33 and head over to Route 29, there's another little shortcut that'll cut off a little bit of distance there. But you get on 29, and for the most part, traffic moves, even though it can be a little congested at times. And you really have to pay attention to what you're doing. But there are a lot of people in that area of Greene County and northern Albemarle County that by the time you get on 29, if it's during the normal drive time, for work hours, you will run into some traffic, and coming back in the evening, it can get even more congested. In some instances, you're going to run into stop and go. Again, on this channel, I've talked about traffic. I've compared it to the really large cities. And from my perspective, traffic isn't that bad, because if you go, even if it is stop and go, if you go 5 to 10 miles in any direction, you're going to be out of it. But if you're in Barboursville, in or around there, looking for some property and need to get into Charlottesville for work, there are alternative routes, and you can pick the one that works best for you. So if you like these descriptions of the rural areas in and around Albemarle County and Charlottesville and the outlying areas, and would like to know more, give us a like and a subscribe, and check out some of the other videos on my channel. Leave us a comment down below of what you'd like to see, and we'll be happy to produce it for you. Take care.